Similar to morphine and falling in the category of narcotic pain relievers, Oxycontin is the brand name of a time-released formula of the analgesic chemical oxycodone. Produced by the pharmaceutical company Purdue Pharma, Oxycontin is known on the street by multiple names including OC, OX, Oxy, Oxycontin, Kicker, and more popularly, hillbilly heroin. A Schedule II narcotic analgesic, Oxycontin was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 1995 and first introduced to the U.S. market in 1996. By 2001, Oxycontin was the best-selling non-generic narcotic pain reliever in the U.S. And in 2002, over 7.2 million prescriptions were written, totaling $1.5 billion in sales. In March 2004, a generic version of Oxycontin became available, and soon after its release entered the illegal drug market as well. This generic brand has the same effects as Oxycontin, but it looks different and is only available in the much larger 80 mg dose pills. Users may believe they are taking a smaller dose by consuming less pills, when in fact they are increasing their chances of overdose. Oxycodone is used for pain management following different injuries, fractures, and dislocations, as well as for the treatment of pain associated with bursitis, stiffness of the joints, neuralgia, nerve pain, arthritis, lower back pain, and even cancer. Working as a mu-opiate agonist, oxycodone inhibits synaptic transfer in the brain and spinal cord, causing you to feel no pain, while also greatly inhibiting actions in the intestine, causing constipation. Short-term pharmacological effects that can last 8 to 12 hours include analgesia, sedation, euphoria, feelings of relaxation, respiratory depression, constipation, papillary constriction, itchiness, and cough suppression. At 9:40, I started my fourth line. Everything gets softer, and it's hard to really concentrate on anything for a long period of time. The itchiness compels me to rub my face a lot, but it's odd, because it's almost like my face doesn't even itch. It just feels good to rub it. As with most opiates, oxycodone abuse may lead to dependence and tolerance, as well as long-term health problems. The most serious risk associated with opiates, including Oxycontin, is respiratory depression, which causes the tongue to depress the back of the throat, which in turn causes widespread brain damage. Abuse of Oxycontin increased in the U.S. beginning in the late 1990s. The slang term hillbilly heroin for Oxycontin refers to the earliest reported cases of Oxycontin abuse in the U.S., which occurred in rural areas such as Appalachia. More recently, the organization MTF, otherwise known as Monitoring the Future, showed that the use of Oxycontin by 12th graders has risen from 4% in 2002 to 5.5% in 2005. Use by college students and young adults has also continued to increase as the drugs become more readily available and cheaper on the universal market. Trafficking Oxycontin is relatively easy, with the most popular form being doctor shopping, a practice in which individuals, even those without legitimate medical need, visit multiple doctors to acquire large amounts of controlled substances. The addictive qualities of Oxycontin are similar to other opiates, such that when an individual uses the drug with greater frequency, he develops a tolerance for it. Intolerance for Oxycontin results in the need for larger and larger doses of the drug to elicit the same euphoric effects. Active misuse of Oxycontin makes it somewhat more addictive than other drugs. When an individual snorts or injects Oxycontin, that individual receives more of the drug at once than the manufacturers ever intended. This instant exposure to time-released chemicals can easily lead to overdose, since the chemicals were not meant to reach the parts of the body so quickly. Overdose symptoms include extreme drowsiness, muscle weakness, confusion, cold and clammy skin, pinpoint pupils, shallow breathing, slow heart rate, fainting, coma, or death. Many of you know DJ AM, famous DJ, and in the last years of his life, advocate for teens getting clean from drugs and alcohol. After a plane crash, he was prescribed multiple painkillers, including Oxycontin. He was found Friday, August 28, 2009 in his apartment, dead from an accidental acute intoxication caused by the combination of cocaine, oxycodone, Vicodin, and other drugs. DJ AM was not alone in his abuse, with the Osbournes being known abusers, as well as the late Michael Jackson. Withdrawal symptoms are similar to those of an overdose, including anxiety, nausea, insomnia, muscle pain, muscle weakness, fevers, and other flu-like symptoms. More severe withdrawal symptoms are experienced after long-term misuse of the drug, but even those correctly administering it need to slowly wean themselves from the narcotic. Death by Oxycontin overdose is usually not only blamed on Oxycontin alone, but on a mixture of other narcotics and/or alcohol. In a study produced in 2001, the DEA could only confirm 9 deaths associated with recently injected Oxycontin, 1 with directly snorting the drug, and a vast majority by oral consumption. The DEA can verify 146 deaths in which Oxycontin was the direct cause of, or a contributing factor to the deaths. An additional 318 deaths most likely involved Oxycontin as well, bringing the grand total to 473 deaths in 2001. The number of deaths associated with Oxycontin continues to rise as the years pass and the availability of the drug becomes more prevalent. What began as an effective painkiller, now abused, has become one of our country's more silent killers. If managed correctly, however, Oxycontin poses no real threat to our population.